student recruitment isn't just about visas or numbers or money. It's about humans making life-changing decisions with the help of other humans, and their work often goes unnoticed. We are bringing those humans into the spotlight at Dreammakers. Today, I have Marcus from Solura Success, and he will introduce himself.
Okay, hi everyone. So my name is Marcus, and I am currently the admission leader at Solura Success. And thank you so much, Mark, for inviting me to the team here today.
Thank you for coming. You're the first podcast guest I have in my new studio in Korea. Basically, we have a new studio now for especially for the podcast and all the other content we're shooting, and you are the first one to actually be shot in this studio.
Really excited for the podcast today.
No worries. So, in this industry, honesty doesn't always win. That's what you told me, Marcus, in your application, that unrealistic promises are often more attractive to students than the truth they actually need. So, can you tell me more about why you said that?
So basically, that the student and the parent often want to hear like what they feel good, but our job is not just to give them like the honey to ear, but it's to tell them the truth early, even when it is uncomfortable. So in the student recruitment, it's very tempting to say things like, yeah, this school is really easy, or the visa should be fine based on your background. You can definitely get a scholarship. I saw a lot of like students, especially from the rural area, that they believe what the agents say. But like actually their background is not good for and not suitable for that program. So those words make the customer feel confident in the moment, but in the reality, it's different later, and they lose the trust, and the case become much harder when they come to us and to fix it.
So yeah, basically the agent wants a quick sale, so they make it sound all amazing and good, but it's actually not the reality.
Yes, that's exactly like what I mean.
So does it ever tempt you to just tell them what they want to hear, if just to close the deal?
I mean, like with me, currently we work with a lot of like students from the rural area. So it's really important to us that we need to understand the student need and also like what their available resources to advise them to choose the suitable programs, not just like just close the deal with them. And that is
That's
also our
good.
mission too. Yeah, because that me and my boss, which is Miss Hannah, we all grow up from like a really poor families, and like we have the opportunities to go to study abroad. So we want to bring the equal chance for all the students.
That's nice vision for the company. It definitely separates you from all the other people out there. So that's nice.
Thank you.
So you recruit primarily from like small rural towns in Vietnam rather than the big cities, right? It's the big city agencies, they have it easy. Like all the wealthy families go there, easy financial proof. So why did you choose to go into the rural areas where proving like financial funds to an embassy is like a massive uphill battle?
Okay. So firstly, that one of the reasons why we choose the rural area, like I say, that Miss Hannah was growing up from a small town, and like she has the opportunity go to the city to study and then work in the field for 10 years already, and she has met a lot of students that like has changing their life, like from poor to rich, yeah, from like inexperienced to experience. So so on her pathway in the career, she wants to help the student in the same way to improve their life. So that's why we choose the rural area more. And moreover, besides like studying abroad, we also have a lot of like solution. So that is like match with our current company name, Solura Success. Solura meaning like the solution for your ages. So it means that like regarding to your ages and your background, we always have like a wide solution for the student. So we not only offer like the study abroad, we also have like the internship in the US, UK, or in the Europe, which can really match with the student from the rural area background.
Solura Success, you are helping all these students. You are tailoring exactly to what they need, to their age. And some of them are now on PR, on permanent residency pathways.
Yes.
And they came from these like small towns. So you helping them get a visa basically changes their whole family's success, family tree, basically, because of a visa you and your company helped secure. So how does that change the way you look at like a sales target you have to reach for the month, or all the numbers you have to achieve basically?
Currently, we have a lot of students, like especially in the 2023 when Australia like open for the students to go for the vocational for the vocational study. So we a lot of students that like from the rural area they want to join that program, and like until now they already have like the sponsor for them and they're ready for their PR pathway. And so from that since that moment we realized that there will be a lot of programs out there for the student. We just need to find a suitable one and match with the student background in the beginning and help them to able to have like a roadmap in the beginning of their journey so they can prepare and they can follow that pathway.
What is your best success story when it comes to your work, maybe in the last year?
So in the last year, we have a team based in Australia. Whenever the student come there, they will support with the student with the very first beginning step, like open the bank account or finding houses, which is really one of like the most difficult thing in the Australia right now. Yeah, so that's why Australian has been our main market. However, like last year they tried the visa for Vietnam. The Australian visa for Vietnam is really hard. So we have like one student, and that is really, really proud of too. He has failed the Australian visa for 2 times already in the last 2 years. And after that, we decided to change him to New Zealand. And now he was working and like he already have a sponsor over there too. Yes.
Okay, so now he's happy in New Zealand. He wanted to go to Australia, but he ended up in New Zealand, and now he's thriving, basically.
Yes, exactly. So basically, like the New Zealand is really open for the international student right now. So that's why like currently in Vietnam you will see that like a lot of like students they start to looking for information to go to New Zealand because the visa will be easier than Australia right now. Yes.
Yeah, all these countries are changing their rules and regulations all the time, and okay, now Australia decides that we don't want more international students, or not necessarily, and it creates opportunities for countries like New Zealand who are more open to international students, basically. So you told me as well that you believe most people get it wrong by thinking more inquiries equals more enrollments. Can you walk me through your sort of Solura Success filter? Like if suddenly today 100 students message you on WhatsApp, how do you decide who to work with and who not to work with right away?
Basically, one thing most people get wrong about the student recruitment with the agent is that they only get about that convincing the student to choose a school. In reality, the student recruitment they start so much earlier than that. It is about understanding the student situation, including like what they want to study and why they want to study abroad. And also we did also need to understand the family situation, like their family background and the program fit to the long-term goals. A lot of people they treat recruitment like sales, only like introduce school, talk about tuition or like push scholarship and try to close the student quickly. But like with us as an education consulting, this is not enough. We are really focused to what actually like what is the actual need from the student and their family to able to advise them with the matching roadmap for them. Yes.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of people are just selling dreams.
Yes.
Even though our show is called Dream Makers, what do you hear when I say the term Dream Makers? What do you think of?
So dream makers is like you will make a dream into reality. So it's just not like you dreaming about like what you want to do, but like sound like you will have like the actual plan, like the small step to able to achieve what you dream of. That's what I think.
Do you consider yourself a dream maker?
I used to study in America for 4 years, and after that, I was coming back to Vietnam, and currently I'm doing like what I actually love right now. So I also consider me as a dream maker because that currently I have like two entrepreneurship right now. So one is consulting for the student to able to help them to find their strength and their pathway and what they want to do in their life. And the second is like flower shop, which I really empire.
Okay, you have a flower shop?
Yes, I just currently opened it.
Okay. Why did you choose to open a flower shop?
So when I was in the university, it's really interesting. Like I never thought that I will working in the education consulting field. But until I met Miss Hannah, and it has changed my life, and I also find like myself like what I want to do. And when I'm working more and more and more in the education consulting, I'm not only help the student to find their self, but I also help myself to find like what I really want to do.
Okay.
So that's why I'm going to flower shop. I mean, like I really interesting, like because like each flower they have like each different meaning that you can deliver to the person who you want to give it to, and that
Mm.
is somehow kind of like really meaningful. The same way with the education consulting.
Okay. This is the first time I hear someone make the comparison as education consulting to selling flowers, but it's definitely interesting. Okay, I hope your flower shop becomes a huge success in Vietnam. So yeah, then because of Miss Hannah, she helped you make your dream come true, and you are helping rural Vietnamese students helping their dream come true,
Yes.
basically. So that's it's very admirable. Okay, thank you for elaborating on that. So you're currently placing like under 50 students a year with a team of up to 10 people. So there's sort of like a boutique agency in a way. It sounds like it.
Yeah.
So your service is incredible because you do all the hard work for these rural families. But how do you manage all these students? How do you go about your day when it comes to your work, basically?
As an admission manager, I also have to work as a partnership manager also. Basically, we had to plan out everything really carefully, especially
Mm.
like my admission team helped me a lot. So we have been a team since our company opened too. So that's what we are really strong because we have been working together, we understand each other, and we have a workflow that can help the student. So like each person in my team will have like different roles to support the student. Yes. So it
Mm.
really doesn't matter. Like if we have a lot of students, we always take care like each of student really carefully, and especially with the AI role right now. So currently we start to training our employee with the AI to use the AI included in our workflow too. Yes.
Okay. How are you utilizing AI? What can you give some concrete examples?
Okay. Yes. So currently I am building like the ChatGPT that can help the student to come up with ideas for their like essays for their GST, like the genuine student test, which is really hard.
Mm.
Like in the past, we usually have to take like 1 or 2 hours to train to guide the student like what they need to include or write
Mm.
in these essays. But right now with the new ChatGPT and new tools that we will leave it will help us to take care of that part. So it will help reduce the time that we need to spend for the student. And
Mm.
moreover, so usually that after the student write the GST or like the financial statement, that my team will need to give me to the manager to check it before we
Mhm.
check it like manually. But right now with the ChatGPT, it will help to facilitate the process.
Yeah, I think that is how we should use AI in this industry. Like we need to make all the manual work easier so we can focus more on the time we actually spend with the students, like the more human interaction. So human interaction goes up and all the stuff that can be done with AI is just dealt with and we don't have to waste hours and hours of time on that.
Yes, exactly.
That is yeah. I'm glad that Solura Success is also seeing it the same way.
Uh, and it's really interesting because I just go to one of the organization called ISEF, which is really popular for the education consultant field.
Hmm.
Yeah, so they just hold an AI webinar with the discussion that whether the AI will supplement in our field or not. In my opinion, AI will wholly substitute because that when we train the student, each student will have a different story,
Mm.
so we need to help them how to write and manage all of that story into an essay, which the and in a way like emotionally, which the
Mm.
AI cannot help them with that. Yes.
Not yet. Who knows what will happen in the next couple of years? Everything's moving so fast. If you just look at 1 year ago, how much things has changed in 1 year when it comes to work and the things we can do with technology, it's crazy.
I know.
It's impossible to keep up with everything. I'm excited and a little bit worried by what will be going on next year, basically. But I'm just trying to go with the flow, basically. So, how are your leads nowadays? Are you getting enough leads as a company?
In this year, I think it will a little bit harder in common, not just only for us, but in the whole sector. One of the reasons
Mm.
why is, like currently in US and with all the war situation, a lot of
Mm.
like parents, they worry about like sending the kid abroad to study, especially like currently we have one case. So this student that he was planning to go to Australia in the
Hmm.
July, and his mom called me yesterday, asked me that like whether it's safe to send her kid right now. And I was explaining to the parent that the war is in the US, not in the Australia. However, there will still a concern in them to send their kid to go to study abroad right now. So that is one of the difficult to try to get lit in this year. Another thing is that in Vietnam, you will see that a lot of like international school like Vin University or BUV, they
Hmm.
open a lot lately, and they try to promote to gain the student enrollment. So that is also one of the hard thing
Hmm.
to recruit the students to go study abroad too.
Instead of Vietnamese students going abroad, they can get sort of like an abroad education while staying in Vietnam. That's
Exactly.
your new competitor. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. And I think that another reason that the lead will be a little bit difficult this year is because that the finance situation is really unstable in Vietnam. So the
Mm.
parents, they try to save the money more for for the student future rather than to
Mm.
send them in this time right now.
Yeah. It's not easy everywhere in the world right now. It seems like war in the Middle East and the crazy stuff going on in America, and then like I said, everything keeps changing. Who knows what's happening next month, right? So we
Exactly.
just gotta go live day by day. It seems life is very short, so we should just enjoy it. And yeah, maybe going abroad this year is not the right choice, but maybe next year everything opens up again or everything becomes easier. We don't know, so we just gotta try and be ready, basically.
Yeah.
How do you normally get your leads as a company? What is where do the best quality leads come from, in your opinion?
So in with our company, our list is strength coming from like the referral. So we
Mm.
have a lot of students, and the student just keep the student and their parents just give referral to the others. So that is
Okay.
our main lead. Yeah. But currently, we are trying to do like marketing on the social media more. If you go on like Facebook or Thread, which is like one
Mm.
of the new social media in Vietnam right now, and we are
Mm.
really active up there.
Okay. Well, it's nice that all your old clients and their parents, they are referring new customers to you. Do you reward them if they do that? Do you give them a little present or some money, or
Yes,
what do you
we
do?
actually have the reward mechanism for them, also
Mm.
ourselves, which can help them like to confident, but also push them to help
Mm.
us for the sales.
So it's actually funny. You said you have a lot of referrals and you have a referral system in place, but also now you are targeting more social media. Have you actually thought about combining those two?
I actually have think about it. Currently, we trying to looking for influencers, especially who live in New Zealand or Australia, to collab with us
Hmm.
to tell the story, to tell our student about like their living life over there.
Yeah, we did a lot of research in the last couple of months, and referrals are the best way for an agency or a school to get new students. And but the new generation, they don't trust marketing, they don't trust salespeople, or especially they don't trust me. They wanna listen to their peers. So, like you said, the people who are in New Zealand, Vietnamese students living in New Zealand, who can tell their story, they generate content, and those people are the people that can give you the best quality leads nowadays because
Yeah,
they are trusted. They already solved that hurdle. So yeah, okay. I think we need to have a deeper conversation after this podcast about how we can help you do that,
yes,
because that is exactly what we're doing right. Okay. What is the one thing you want a student in a small Vietnamese village to know about their dream before they walk into your agency office?
Usually hold a lot of like seminar in the rural
Mm,
areas. Like, so one thing that I want the student to know before they actually have a goal to go study abroad is that they need to know that going to study abroad is not as a dream like what they think. I
mm,
have a lot of students they think that going to study in another country is kind of like a road with full of roses, so they think it's a pink, but actually when they
mm,
coming there, like with all the culture differences, the language barrier is broke their dream. And some of the students they actually have to come home because of that shock. So
mm,
we always prepare the student with all of the reality fact, not just like I said, the honey drop to the ear fact. Yeah, we want
mm,
to the student to actually understand what they will face and what they need to prepare before their journey begin.
mm. That is good. They should have a realistic view before going to study abroad. It's kind of funny because South Korea is getting so popular nowadays because of their movies, their dramas, their music,
Yes.
and all these students want to go study there. And they have this fantasy in their head that Korea is like these dramas, it's like these movies, and then they have this really fairy tale image, or we call it the pink glasses on when they come here. And then when they get here, they get smacked with reality, like suddenly like language barrier, cultural issues, racism, misogyny, everything is suddenly very different, and they you can see a lot of them spiral like on social media. You see, well, it's not like what I expected. Why are people like this? It's
Right.
not like the dramas. Yeah, it's every year, every semester actually, you can see the people and their dreams breaking. But it's better, really better, to have a realistic view of it before you come to a certain country to study.
Yes, I think that's really important because it's, and also not only for the student but also for a person who want or anyone who want to go there and live, because that
Mm,
like what you saw on the TV is just that what they want you to see, not like the thing
exactly.
behind it. Because I used to live in America for 4 years, so I really and in the beginning I also have that thought because like no one like have told me like what will be like the reality over there.
Mm,
So it's really hit me when I firstly come to the US. So that is
mm,
like what I really want to help the student, especially like the one who want to go to the US. So
mhm,
I really want to tell them like what they need to face
mm.
from my experience.
I think that's also for Europeans when we, especially in the Netherlands, when we grow up, we see a lot of movies and media from the US. So we have this image of the US that it must be amazing or whatever. And then when we grow up and we realize that that our pink glasses come off. Like I had that at a young age. I was like, oh wow, I always wanted to go to America, but now I don't anymore,
Yeah,
basically. So
exactly.
but I'm happy I realized that before I went to America because I really wanted to go, but now it's not on the top of my list basically. And I came to Korea without any plan or any knowledge of the country, so I had no expectations whatsoever. I just went there knowing nothing. All I knew about was like North Korea, that it was a weird little country with a dictator. That's all I knew.
Yes.
And then when I came to Korea, I thought, everything is so cute and innocent, and
Mm.
yeah, what a cute little country. Everything is adorable. And then I saw one movie that changed my view forever. The movie is called Old Boy.
Mm.
It's a really good movie. But after that movie, I thought, wow, cute, adorable, innocent people came up with this movie. That's insane. Who would come up with a movie like that? And it like already shattered my view of Korea a little bit. So if you have this Korean dream and you want to have a more realistic view, I guess, watch the movie Old Boy, because these people came up with this movie. So that says something about the
Yeah.
country, in my opinion.
Okay. So if I have any student that if they want to go to study abroad in Korea, I will tell them to see the old boy to able to imagine
Yes.
like what is the situation where they're like.
Maybe, and some of the current revenge dramas on Netflix, that's also, I think, more realistic than all the lovey-dovey romantic dramas that you see out there.
I mean, if you mention like when you go to study in America, and I think one of the movie will actually show is friends. I think it's really
Okay.
like to the actual life over there.
Friends. Okay. It makes sense. I guess for the modern generation, maybe How I Met Your Mother is a good one.
Yes.
I think that is quite realistic in a sense. They're both still a little bit too dreamy of
Dreamy
America, I
also.
think.
Yeah.
Maybe CSI is a better one to to show what is America, or the Blacklist or something. So, like I said, the show is called Dream Makers, and I consider you a dream maker. Is there someone else in this industry, not Miss Hannah, but somebody else you really consider a dream maker, someone you admire in this industry?
I used to know like uh, one of like the agent in Vietnam. And
Mm-hmm.
he because like in beginning our company was not focused to do mentor to the student
Mm.
until I met this one girl that from agent, and like she is currently the mentor and also the founder at that company too. And from that moment, like she has been inspired me a lot about like mentoring the student into the right pathway.
Okay. What's her name? What's the name of her company, if you can say?
Oh no, I'm sorry.
You think she'll be shy hearing your compliment?
Yes. Although like we have not like been talking a lot, but like I also have hang out and like have discussion with her about like how she able to be successful like her today.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
She has shared a lot of like insight for me.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's
That's
really
good.
inspired me to become like a real mentor, like to use what I really is what my experience to share with the student.
Mm. Do you also have a mentor regarding your flower shop to make sure everything goes well and the plants don't die?
I don't think I have anyone. I think that is actually I mentor myself
Okay, okay. At least you're already using AI, so you can ask ChatGPT or Gemini
as a
what to do
mentor.
with the plants.
Yeah.
Act as my flower shop mentor, and then what plant is this? That's what I would do, I guess, if I had a flower
How to
shop.
keep it survive. Like how much
Yeah.
water I need to watering it in a day.
Yeah. Why do my plants keep dying? Marcus, thank you. I really enjoyed this interview, and I'm glad you are following your dream with your flower shop, and you keep on helping other students from rural Vietnam to make their dreams come true. So thank you for your time today. I really appreciate it, the work that you and Miss Hannah are doing, and I have the highest respect and hopes for Solura Success.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mark, and thank you so much for inviting me today.
Anytime. I hope to see you soon again in Ho Chi Minh.
Yes, definitely. When you come, just need to contact me.
For sure, I will. So, people, this is Dream Makers, the human stories behind student recruitment, their story and our states. See you on the next one.